So we know that gravitational force is a universal force which acts on and all the body on the earth also and in the universe also. The motion of earth, moon, etc. all are under the gravitational force. The first time this phenomena of gravitation was discovered by Isaac Newton. Now, very simple thing we has observed, that we are also observing all the time. न्यूटन से पहले भी सब लोग ने ये देखा है, the apple falling from the tree. Now why it falls directly down only, straight down, straight this way down? Why not it is going this way or not in a slanting way, making an angle of 45 degree? Why not? That question came in the mind of Newton. So whenever apple is falling, see, apple is falling from many years ago, before Newton also, but nobody has thought of it. The thought process started in the mind of Newton, that why it is falling vertically down, why it is not going this way horizontally or making an angle. So he started thinking, and after much thought he come to the conclusion that earth must be attracting apple towards itself. And how is that force? That attractive force must be directed towards the center of earth. So center of earth is attracting. This is the center of earth. Here we have. So that is attracting the apple towards it. So direction from the apple on the tree to the center of earth is vertical direction, and that is why the apple is falling in the vertically downward direction. The force on the apple on the tree is towards the center of the earth. So that means what? Along the perpendicular position of the apple to the surface. Here we have the surface, and here are the apples. So it is directly vertically downward direction. Right? Similarly, how about moon? Here we have a moon. Of course, I've just taken rough scale. It is not exactly here we have a tree and here we have a moon. But just to show you that I have taken here. So Newton thought, if the force of gravity acts on the apple on the tree at different heights from the surface of earth, it also attract an object even greater height also. So how much greater? Much greater than. So is it possible that the earth is attracting the moon also? Now the question comes again, if earth is falling, why not moon? Right? So that was all doubts which comes in the mind of Isaac Newton. See, the thing was very simple. Apple was falling down, ठीक है, गिर रहा है, हम लोग ने भी देखा. But the thought processing what Newton has was great. So he started studying about the force. And as you know it, he has Newton's first law of motion. What is Newton's first law of motion? एकदम simple language में we can say that अगर body rest में है तो rest में और motion में है तो motion में. कब तक? Till an external unbalanced force acts on it. So until an unbalanced external force acts on it, the body remains at rest. If it is at rest and if it is in motion, it continues to be in the motion. So that was the thing which was found by Newton. Then he told that Newton's second law says, I'm just revising, okay, Newton's second law. So Newton's second law says that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force, and it is in the direction of the force. And the third law of motion, Newton's third law of motion, favorite of all. So that is every action has equal and opposite reaction which acts simultaneously. So that was the third law. So these three laws was found. So he gave the laws of motion. He gave the equation of motions also. Right? V is equal to u plus at. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. And s is equal to ut plus half at square. This is all the things you have learned in your standard 9. Right? On the top of it, he has given the theory of gravity. Actually, he has written a book called as Principia, in which he has written all about this. So, this was done. But there is one more scientist, children. The name of that scientist is Kepler. वो केपलर भी उतना ही इंटेलिजेंट था. इसने तो सब किया. He has given the Newton has given the Newton's law of motion, equation of motion, and theory of gravity. But there is one more person known as the Kepler, who had given the 3 laws describing the planetary motion. Actually, the drawback was he could give tell the observation, but he could not say much about it. Means reason नहीं कर पाया कि ये ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. The planets are moving, their planets are moving in this way. All the things was explained, but he was not having the reason. And you know, children, science need reasoning. Now always there is a question of give reason in the science paper. So science talks about the logical reasoning. हम लोग कुछ भी चीज़ ऐसा ही accept नहीं कर लेते. We should have a reason for it. So this Kepler has given 3 laws which explains the planetary motions of all the planets, but those laws was not known. But Newton is famous. Actually, Newton with his theory of gravity explained the Kepler's law. Means what happened? Kepler said something through the observation, but he was not able to give the reason. But Newton could give the reason for the same. किसी ने ऐसे बोला ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है, लेकिन वो क्यों हो रहा है ना, उसका आंसर नहीं था. But Newton gave an answer through the theory of gravity. So Newton has done a great work in the world of physics. He you can say that he has given a lot of contribution in the field of light, heat, sound, and moreover he invented a new branch of mathematics called as calculus also. Okay, so you can say he was great personal, having a good command over physics and mathematics. And he was the first scientist to construct the reflecting telescope also to see the planets. So imagine the contribution of Sir Isaac Newton. So many things. He had given the laws of motion, light के अंदर, heat के अंदर, gravity के लिए, maths में, so much he did ना. So we can say we are thankful to Sir Isaac Newton, but given the answers of many queries. Okay, now to understand about the Newton, this Kepler's laws and all, let us first talk about the circular motion and centripetal force. You are knowing about the circular motion from your last year knowledge also, but to revise few things which is required in this part. So what you do, you tie a stone on one end of a string and take the other end of your hand and rotate the string so that the stone moves along a circle. ठीक है, गाँव में जैसे सब करते हैं ना वो चिड़िया वगैरह उड़ाने के लिए. So that way you are going to do. See, the figure is there in front of you to understand. Correct. So stone moves along a circle as it is shown. So are you applying any type of force on the circle? Which is the direction of force which is acting on it?
Centrifugal force.
How will you stop this force from acting? What you are supposed to do? And finally, what is the effect of the stone? What exactly the person does? ये ऐसे, like they move round and round and then they release it and then it goes. Correct? So as long as we are holding the string, we are pulling the stone towards us, right? That is towards the center of circle, because you are making na center circle. तुम्हारे हाथ से तुम मेरे को ये this circle you are making. Let me show it to you. This circle you are making. So towards the center. So till you are holding the string, that means it is getting attracted towards the center of circle and applying a force towards it. The force stop acting if we release the string. If we release the string, it's stop. So in this case, the stone will fly off along a straight line which is the tangent to the circle. So this is what is the tangent to the circle. Okay, this is the tangent to the circle. This is the tangent to the circle. So wherever you are releasing from that, you can say that tangent part we have to trace. So the stone will fly off along a straight line which is tangent to the circle at a position of the stone where the string is released. So because that is the direction of its velocity at that particular time. When something is in a circular direction at one point, if you will consider ना यहाँ पे perpendicular होगा, so this becomes the direction. If you consider here, then this becomes the direction. So for a moment of time that was the direction. तो वो उसी में अगर if you release it, it will go in that direction only. If you remember, we had something like disc experiment था, where we had rotated the disc and then 5 rupees coin was kept over it. I told you to do at home with the CD के ऊपर एक marble चिपका लो, so you will have the thing ready and then you move it. So what will happen?
It will move out in a tangent.
Yes, this tangential direction it will move. So we have a force acting on any object which is moving along a circle and it is directed towards the center. So that force is directed towards the center, इस तरफ, towards the center. So that force is called as centripetal force. Now centripetal means center seeking. That is, the object tries to go towards the center of the circle because of this force. Okay, so we have understood about the centripetal force or center seeking force. Now come to the question. Moon is our natural satellite, right? So it goes around it in a specific orbit. The direction of motion of moon as well as its speed constantly changes during this motion, right? So we have the earth, we have a moon around it, it moves along a circle orbit. So at every instant the velocity speed is there. It goes on changing continuously. So do you think some force is constantly acting on the moon? Yes, it will be the centripetal force, or you can say the center of gravity का force. So what will be the motion have been if no such force acts on it? अगर ये ऐसे नहीं तो मून कहाँ जाता था बताओ मुझे. The moon would gone out in a straight line, as we have seen here. In this case, अगर छोड़ दिया तो it will move. So because of here we have the earth, say this is the earth, this is earth and this is moon. Because the earth is attracting, it goes on moving along a orbit around the earth. लेकिन जिस दिन ये छोड़ दिया ना अर्थ ने, the moon will move in a straight line. So did you follow the motion of moon around the earth? In a similar manner, even the earth is moving around the sun. Same concept. And not just earth, all the other planet also moves in a similar way. So all that you can explain by just this example. Okay. So this example gives an example of the centripetal force, center seeking force, and the motion, circular motion. So after understanding this, we understood that moon, to go around the earth, there must be a force which is exerted on the moon, and this force must be exerted by the earth, which is attracting moon towards itself. So similarly, sun also attracting the planet, including our earth. So I hope about the planetary motion the things are clear in your mind. So same thing applied to moon, earth, sun, etc.
Excuse me, miss.
From many years, we are seeing that astronomers are studying about the behavior of all the planets, the planetary motions. Before Galileo also, all the observations were done, but they were done by naked eyes. जितना आँख से दिखता था तारों का, उसमें that were only. By 16th century, we had a lot of data about planetary motion. So what the Kepler did, Kepler studied all this data. Whatever things other the astronomers had told, ये अभी यहाँ पे प्लैनेट दिख रहा है, फिर वो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, पहले ऐसे दिख रहा है, ऐसे. So all those observations were recorded. Children, we have something called as logbook. So in that the records are made. Kepler studied the data and he noticed that the motion of the planet, they follow certain laws. And he stated 3 laws which explains the planetary motion. As he explained the law, so it is called as the Kepler's law. So let us understand what he is saying. For that, I'll just explain to you about the ellipse. The diagram in front of you is ellipse. This is called as ellipse. How is this obtained? This is obtained by taking now you can observe. See, we have a cone. Can you see this cone? This cone is there. You cut by an inclined plane. ऐसे उसको कट करो, यहाँ से बीच में थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा. Okay, so what you will get is nothing but the ellipse. So this is how you get the ellipse. Okay, so this particular part, as you observe here, is ellipse. Now what is the speciality of this, children? It has got 2 focal points. Can you see this, F1 and F2? So this F1 and F2 are 2 focal points. So sum of the distances to the focal points from every point on a curve is constant. नहीं समझा. Let me explain. Can you see this point A? Okay. Now what is the distance of A from F1 and F2? F1 and F2 are the focal points. So AF1 and AF2 measured and noted. उसका sum करो. Okay, there will be some answer of it. Now he has taken some point B, another point. कहाँ पे भी फिर उसका distance measure किया. We have BF1 plus BF2. So what is it? It comes out. Suppose इसका आंसर 10 है तो इसका भी आंसर 10 ही आएगा. Suppose you are taking some another point here, say C. So what will be the conclusion? Come on, anyone will tell? It will be CF1 plus CF2 is also 10.
CF2.
So what exactly you can say the property of ellipse is, if you will take any point, whatever point you will take, whether it is A, B or C, whatever point you will take, you are going to have the sum of the distances from their focal. See, now I have shown, but they are same. So AF1 plus AF2 is equal to BF1 plus BF2 is equal to CF1 plus CF2. Okay. So now we are in position to understand about the Newton's first law, which talks about that the orbit of a planet is an ellipse with sun at one of its foci. Just now we have observed na ellipse. So this is an ellipse. We had two focal point, if you remember. Here F1 and F2 दिख रहा था ना. हाँ, so like that इसमें कहाँ पे भी एक जगह पे sun है. Now I'll show you. So this is say my F1, तो वहाँ पे it is sun. So what exactly I mean to say it is, इसका distance, any point, if you consider this distance plus the another distance, that will be same. If suppose this is another foci, so this plus this distance is going to remain same. So the orbit of a planet is ellipse with sun at its one of the foci. So actually there are two foci. Out of that one foci, ellipse has always two. So sun is at one and there may be one more here. So sun is at one of the foci. Is the first law clear? Now coming to the second law. The line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal area in equal interval of time. Now for saying, we say, but understanding now it is not that easy. Let us understand. Suppose here is my one point, say my earth for example. Sun के around घूमती हैं, तो let me take that only. So we have sun here, earth here. So say in time 10 seconds. Okay, I'm just taking 10 seconds. From here to here the earth has moved. ठीक है, from A to B. So what is the area which is swept? So what to do it? आप है ना, स्टार्टिंग का पॉइंट को सन के साथ में ज्वाइन करो, एंड पॉइंट को सन के साथ में ज्वाइन करो. कैन यू गेट दिस ट्राइंगुलर टाइप ऑफ एरिया? कैन यू सी दिस पार्ट? greenish in color. That. So that area. Okay, so this area. Now come. Now suppose we are taking some other instant, कोई दूसरा, तो वहाँ पे ये C पॉइंट था, तो उसमें 10 सेकेंड में वो यहाँ से यहाँ पे आया. C सी अर्थ अपनी ज़्यादा घूमी थी, यहाँ पे कम घूम रही है. जस्ट ऑब्जर्व द डिस्टेंस हियर. Just see the boundary part. Here you see the boundary and here see the boundary. What they are saying, they swept the equal area. So here join your first point with the sun and the last point with the sun. So area is this reddish part. So area, this area and this area is same. So suppose here somewhere the earth is there, then 10 seconds it will move just this much only. So that the area swept is same. So this green color, red color and blue color, उनका area same है. तो उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? The sun, earth, when it is near to sun, it moves faster. But as it goes away from the sun, its speed decreases. So that the area swept becomes same. Is the second law clear?